Hey guys, welcome back to Ojo Homestead. So I was busy in the kitchen today dealing with some eggs, and the thought occurred to me that it is time for our 6-month wax cheese update. So many of you remember around Halloween we got a bunch of store-bought cheese, cheddar and Parmesan, and we waxed it with the cheese wax, and we did a 3-month update on the appearance and taste of the cheese. And yeah, it's been about 6 months, so it's time for us to crack into some cheese and see what it looks like. So you might remember that we stored our cheese here in this Tupperware container. It is it's sealed, but we've had periods of time where we gave it a little bit of air by cracking the lid open like that, just a little crack here and there. I've kept the sponge damp for the most part, very lightly damp, and just kept it in there. Now, I am noticing there is some Parmesan that does have some mold on the outside. It's not all of them, but it does look like there were some cracks in the wax here. And that may be why some mold developed. So I'm gonna set these aside, but there are still several that are completely sealed and I don't see any evidence of mold. So that's a good thing. Yep, we've got another one here with a cheddar. Okay, so there is some cracking here on the edges. I don't see any discoloration. Well, there might be a little bit here. So let's cut into this and we're gonna see what it looks like. Okay, so far so good. Now, I am noticing that since the temperature is a little bit warmer, the cheese does feel a little more oily. We've stored it, let's see, end of October through beginning of May. It's the beginning of May right now. So that's quite a bit of temperature fluctuation that's been going on in the pantry. I mean, it's been 0 degrees all the way up to probably about 70 or even higher than that. I don't see any evidence of mold here on this one. And I'll give it a little taste. Guys, that's pretty darn good. For 6-month-old cheese that hasn't been stored in the refrigerator, that is delicious. I would totally be comfortable consuming that. That's awesome. Okay, so that's the cheddar. We'll put that aside. And, oh boy. Look what we've got going on here. That is definitely mold. And it looks like actually the corner of the wax was cracked. So I'm gonna carefully peel this away. Oh yeah, see? No good. So what I think happened is I think the seal was cracked and some organisms got in there, some mold. You know what, I'm gonna open the rest of this though, just to see what it would otherwise have looked like. Okay, so it does look like it's just that corner. questionable safety status on eating this cheese, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this in half. Just kind of set this questionable half aside, and I'll try a piece off of this side. Okay, so the moldy part aside, that is some really good Parmesan. To be honest, I didn't really love it when I put it up. It was, I'm a sharp cheese person. It was too mild for me when I put it up. The 3-month check was, it was getting there. This is really good though. Really, really good. It's starting to taste like that delicious, expensive, aged stuff that you get. So given that there was some mold on that one, I'm going to go through and check each of the cheeses that we still have and look for any evidence of mold that might be on the insides of these. Like this one here looks okay. I don't see any cracks in the wax. That's a Parmesan, so we're gonna save that. This cheddar does have a little bit of mold here on this corner, but I think it might have been touching the other cheese that had the mold growing on it. So I'm gonna rinse this off and see if this wax coating truly is cracked or if it was just something that got on the surface. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so good news. I washed the outside of this off. I don't see any mold or any cracks, so it was just something on the surface. So gave that a light scrubbing with some Dawn dish soap, and I'm gonna put it back in the container. This one here looks pretty good. We got another Parmesan. Another good looking cheddar. I've got a cheddar, again with some surface mold on the outside, but again, I think it may be from touching the other one, so I'm gonna rinse this one off as well. And same scenario, just surface mold. Just cleaned it off. The seal is good, no cracks. It's going back in the larder. Now I was kind of worried that I was kind of doing overkill with this wax. I dipped some of these quite a few times, and in hindsight, I'm actually really happy that I did do that. The rind of the one that was moldy, it's actually a bit thinner, so I think this may have been one of the first ones that I dipped, and I was doing it the couple times that wherever I got this idea from, they recommended dipping it twice or whatever it is. So I'm glad that I varied from that and dipped them a bit extra, even though it's not as pretty looking in spots, but it is holding up better than the others. And all in all, the worst one was this here, this Parmesan. And this cheese was, oh, I don't know, 6 inches. To be honest, I might even just cut this corner off and eat the rest of it. The other thing I was thinking of doing is maybe re-waxing this, but we've got a few more Parmesans to save for the 9-month and the 1-year update, so I'm not worried about this. I'm just going to use this for ourselves. I'm going to cut this piece off here and we're going to have it for dinner, honestly. Not super worried about it. Looks like a white mold. Not sure what type of mold that is. I'm not going to eat it, but I'm also not going to throw this away. So this piece is going in the trash, and we'll save that for dinner. Guys, that's crazy. We stored cheese outside of the refrigerator for 6 months. Insane. That's absolutely insane. I'm blown away, honestly. It's delicious. Yeah, okay. So I'll be honest, I was a little worried that we weren't going to make it to 6 months. We totally made it to 6 months, and we're well on our way to 9 months. So we will do a 9-month update. Guys, this goes without saying kind of right now, but things are getting real weird at the grocery store with the food situation. I should take a look at the price that we paid for this cheese versus now. I bet you it's up at least 25%. So that goes to show you the things you put away right now will actually help you save money in the future, because I'm eating this piece of cheese right now at the 6 month ago prices, if that makes sense. So save money, load up your pantry as your budget allows, and that'll help carry us through. Take care, guys. See you next time.